Welcome to Classic Game Room, and you know it's always a great time to play video games on your Sega Game Gear, but how about a video game that has a Sega Game Gear in it? TJ, what are we talking about?
Well, by Sega Game Gear, you mean a cute girl who's kind of supposed to be a Sega Game Gear. We're talking about HYPERDIMENSION NEPTUNIA Mark II, the latest in the series of Nipponichi / Gust / Idea Factory / Compile Heart co-productions that feature anthropomorphic representations of video game consoles in a world called game industry.
HYPERDIMENSION Fun Time Now! So TJ, tell the audience what this game is about, in very basic terms.
Oh, so I don't get to use the word allegory? Because that's totally what it is. It's an allegory of the gaming industry, and how the R4 Syndicate, a representation of the R4 flash cart popular amongst Nintendo DS game pirates, is destroying the world and causing people to expect not to pay for things. So it's up to this task force of heroes, including Nepgear, the Sega Game Gear, Uni, the PlayStation Portable, and Rom and Ram, the DS twins.
They're twins?
Yes.
That's great.
You're laughing. This is exactly what the game is. It's the world of video games if everything was cute anime girls.
Now that sounds like a great world. So, this is an RPG, right?
It is an RPG. Specifically, it's more tactical of an RPG. You can actually move your various units around the battlefield and attack enemies from whatever angle you wish and make sure you're spaced out so that you don't get too many of your units caught in a single attack. It also includes a very extensive quest system. Also, there's a very in-depth item synthesis system, as Gust was involved in the production of this, and with all the Atelier games, item synthesis just has to be included.
Of course it does.
Absolutely.
Is it an import game?
No.
This is a retail copy game for the
Yes.
PS3?
Yep.
Sounds like it's aimed at kind of a niche audience. Is it, or could it be enjoyed by all RPG or JRPG lovers?
No, this is totally just a niche audience thing.
Who's it published by?
It is published by Nipponichi.
Okay, got it. I figured it was them, Axis, or Atlas, one of them. So what's the bottom line here, TJ? Do you have to really be into this stuff to enjoy the game, or could a casual JRPG player enjoy it?
Well, on the surface, it's a cute RPG with a nice plot and some decent mechanics that have kind of been improving incrementally ever since these co-productions started happening with Cross Edge. But I likened the game to Kill Bill in that the more of the background material you know, the more of the history you're familiar with, the more of these other games you've played.
Is it a big game? Does it have some replay value? Do you feel like you've accomplished something after you've saved the Sega Game Gear from certain death?
Well, about as much accomplishment as you're ever going to get out of a JRPG. It's not a huge game. It's not, Persona class. You're not going to be dropping 100 hours on it. But you're going to be in there for a pretty long haul.
HYPERDIMENSION NEPTUNIA Mark II. Was there a Mark 1?
There was. It was just called HYPERDIMENSION NEPTUNIA, though.
What did you do in it?
Well, instead of being the Game Gear, the DS, and the PSP, you were controlling PlayStation 3, the 360, and the Wii, as well as Neptune. It was actually a reference to the code name of a console that Sega never ended up bringing to market that would have been an integrated Genesis N32X.
Oh my god, that sounds like heaven. Wow.
That was going to be the Sega Neptune right before the Sega Saturn. Back when they were doing the whole Planets game.
Gotta write them a letter and get that Neptune released. Release the Neptune! Like the Kraken, it will destroy all.
That's not the kind of thing you should say in space. Someone might hear you.
It's Classic Game Room Fun Time now!
I don't know if that was a sound test or if he's just applauding to amuse himself.